Oh, I don't know if it's going to be a little bit of a surprise for Ryan or not. Who knows what we're going to go for here? Jonah
I
Elliss from.
guess. Oh,
Oh, I've told you.
I would have guessed him. I would have guessed him.
You would have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've been doing this together for too long now.
Yeah,
I think it's yeah, for me, Jonah Ellis from Utah is my number 4. I think he's someone who is very explosive from the line of scrimmage. I think he's physical and tough in the run game. Although he's not the biggest guy, he gives his absolute all. He's a relentless pursuer. He does not give up on a play. He will run and chase someone down, hunt them down all day long. I think he's got quite a nice developed mix of pass rush moves. He's really one of those guys who these high IQ, football through and through kind of guys. He understands what's happening at the line of scrimmage. I think he is maybe someone that we talked about just in that last, a little bit tight maybe at times on the bend, but he can also, he's maybe not the biggest guy, and sometimes when he's up against a really big strong tackle, he sometimes can get a little bit overwhelmed with power. But for me, effort, relentlessness, ability to play on all 3 downs, I think Jonah Ellis from Utah is a player I really, really like.
Yeah, he's 6'1", 243. So he is the smallest of the guys that we're going to talk about here. Which is why I ranked him down a bit. He was just one ahead of Adisa Isaac for me, so he came in at number 7. Because if you're smaller and then your game is to win with strength, then there's just a little bit of disconnect there for me. Although he's extremely physical, he's tough, he's relentless. He's extremely grippy as well. Got overwhelming strength profile, to be fair to him in Utah. But we're projecting to the next level, right? And he's, like you said, good arsenal of skill moves. And I think he's, like we've been saying, one of those true defensive ends who can defend the run rather than a pure wide alignment edge rusher because of that lack of athleticism to turn the corner and consistently rush the passer. For me, was inconsistent. I didn't think there was any twitch to his game. He was very rigid and no real natural bend or flexibility to his game, which is fine. But you can't expect players to do everything. But for our edge, if you're going to play every down, then you do have to be able to mix things up. And for me, struggled when double teamed as well. That's when that strength comes into it. And they often, I noticed, put a tight end over his side because he wasn't able to turn around both the tackle and the tight end because of that lack of athleticism. So I just struggled with that lack of athleticism. And when I'm just not sure about a player, I'll go back to the traits that the NFL tend to like, which is athleticism.
Yeah, it just for me, I'm very much these one who like these guys who are just absolute animals, who will just keep going and relentless. And I could, teams like the Lions, the Steelers, that kind of team is where he's going to make his money. Is playing for a team like that who knows how to deploy him and really just likes these football guys. He's from a big football family. So that kind of teams will be the kind of teams that are going to be interested in Jonah Ellis. And I think, again, for me, probably is going to go kind of that top end of day 2 kind of range. I don't think he's going to be a day 1 player. I just can't see that happening. But again, when we're looking at players that will, this is an exercise in who we like as well as what, there is definitely going to be differences in who myself and Owen pick. And there's going to be agreements and disagreements, and that's what it's going to be like for NFL teams as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And we're about to say the NFL bloodlines are there. He's got brothers in the league, and what could really help him out, where a lot of this draft process is trying to figure out the character and who is the player, which we really don't have any insight on at all. So we're just marking the traits in the film. But he's a player you're not really going to have to do much work on, because if you're a team where his brother plays for the Eagles and there's one at the Falcons as well, right?
Yeah.
If you're one of those teams and needs an edge and you're wanting to try and get one on day 2, then you don't really have to look very far. You know that he's going to come in and have the right character. You're not going to have to worry about that, which could really help him out.